Unbelievable. We can hear now the reason why Atiku can never be Nigerians, president, the Ruga project. Some of you have been hearing about Ruga. Do you know what Ruga means? Ruga means my own. It is a Fulani word. It's not an Hausa word. It means my own. And so what Buhari came in, the project was ensure that you establish Fulani colony all over Nigeria. So much so that, and if you know what, you know them very well, when they come, they don't build sophisticated or big houses and all that. They start with little thatch houses. They take over your bush and forest. And before you say Jack Robinson, they're already taking over the place, and you are wondering, when did they get here? How did this thing happen? And becomes a big trouble. Buhari started the Ruga thing, and it was like a little thing. Before you could say Jack Robinson, the Ruga began to grow. You can see that they've tried to bring it in different way, different manner, try to, bring in the Ruga thing, but Nigerians have constantly rejected it. Whose land do you want to take? And if you know the Fulani'S very well, this is what they want to do. And some quarters have said, well, this is what they have, they are planning for Tinubu. The whole Muslim thing and all that is to ensure that Tinubu loses and Atiku come on board. But they've forgotten that is what we call the dark horse. Okay, and unknowingly to them, why they least expect, the Ruga thing is what they are really after. To establish Fulani colonies all over. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Let's get all the details. Ruga project is why Atiku can never be Nigeria's president. Ogbego. Ahead of the 2023 presidential election, former Minister of State for Education, Barrister Kenneth Ogbegi, has said the presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, will never emerge as Nigeria's president. The Social Democratic Party, SDP, Global National Candidate for Delta State, hinged his position on the former Vice President declaration that the failed Ruga settlement embarked on by President Muhammadu Buhari would be implemented by his administration if he comes on board in 2023. He said if that happens, the nation, particularly the South region, will suffer for it, saying that means that that we are gone and God will never allow Atiku be president. He is talking to us, and we must realize that he has told us he will seize our father and mother's lands, their farmlands, for his own people. This man in question wants to become God and take over what belongs to people, because if they make him leader, this is what he will do to them. Ruga settlement is an insult. Where has that been? Why have you not resettled other tribes to every other part of the country? We cannot allow it. Meanwhile, moved by the plight of senior civil society, otherwise known as pensioners and retirees across Delta State, we were promised to clear all outstanding pensions if he's assured the office and become the governor of the state. He made the declaration at the weekend, a prayer session held at his residence in Ogbegu community, Ughelli South local government area. He said pensioners and retirees have served the state with all their lives and desire to be paid their benefits. All over the world, their counterparts are being paid. How come they are the ones suffering? Because Nigeria is not in order. Well, Mr. Ogbe, you have spoken very well, and we hear your language loud and clear. We do really hear it, and we really appreciate, what you have said. Honestly speaking, what is going on today in Nigeria is really an eyesore. That's what, Atiku told Nigeria, he told the Fulani community, that they should not bother, they should not worry themselves. That all they need to do is to make sure he becomes president. That the Ruga, thing that Buhari promised them and could not fulfill. Let me tell you something. A leopard, doesn't matter the water you pour on it, cannot change its skin. If you like, deskin the leopard, let him mate and have a progeny. What we're talking about is not in his skin, it's in his DNA. So if you deskin the leopard and cause it to mate with maybe another breed and all that, and say, you know what, I don't want this spot, you're deceiving yourself. Somehow, that spot will crop up. It will still come. You will still see the spot again. You know why? It is not the spot on the skin that makes the spot there. It is a DNA thing. It is imprinted in his DNA. And so this man wants to be Nigerian's president, but he has told the Fulani community that where Buhari failed to implement Ruga, he's going to do it. In fact, I don't understand what is even going on with Nigerians, why we cannot remember what we are saying. Nigerians cannot even remember the things that are being promised to us and the things that are being said. We can't remember it. It's terrible. It's really terrible. If you look at what that is happening, it's terrible. Okay, when you look at it very critically speaking, it's terrible. How can we look? Somebody is telling you that I will deal with you, and yet you are having a laugh. You think it's all right. You think it looks like a child's play to you. You know, so somebody is telling you to your face that I will deal with you. This is what I will do to you. And some people blindly, who are called our governors and senators, are the ones still going ahead and supporting such. It is terrible. You can hear. You are not deaf. You are not blind. You can see. And this person is telling you, when I get there, this is what I will do. I mean, Deborah Samuel shocked me to my bones. I'm still shocked when I think about what Atiku did. Atiku, immediately that thing happened, released a statement saying this was unnecessary. Those who have committed this hilarious crime, that, you know, they dragged out the girl and committed this crime, they must be dealt with, and that the government must implement blah, 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 blah. And Nigerians are saying, wow, he's more understanding. He's with the plight of the people. Before you could say Jack Robinson, somebody from his own fold released a statement saying, oh, you are supporting them as they blaspheme. You have lost our vote. And before you could say Jack Robinson, like the guy turned, you know the difference between night and day. The disparity is so much. It is not a question. Nobody's trying to understand whether it is true or false. No, it is what it is. It is what it is. The disparity between night and day is as clear. The difference is too much. It's beyond you can imagine. The difference is too much. The guy issued a statement saying, I did not send that message. That message that was sent was not by me. If it was by me, you will see the other one, somebody just used to, and we are wondering, like, seriously? Guy, are you seriously honest? Somebody was just dragged on. And you know the matter has died a natural death, by the way. That girl, nobody has gone on to investigate. You know, the people that they've gone scot-free. Initially, they released a statement to us that they were going to look for them and blah, blah, blah will be done. Leave us a comment. Bye for now.